Have you ever wondered if the truth you believe is actually just an echo? In a world where every opinion gets amplified, it is becoming harder than ever to distinguish genuine insight from mere noise. This investigation will expose the invisible walls that surround us online, shaping what we see and believe, and show you how to break free. We are navigating the echo chamber paradox, a state where we have more information than ever before, yet less collective understanding. Our digital diet is not accidental, it is engineered. Algorithms are designed for self-reinforcement, creating a feed that mirrors your existing biases back to you until they feel like universal truths. These filter bubbles gradually harden into social silos, creating a subtle but dangerous shift in how we perceive our communities. You aren't just seeing the news, you are seeing a version of reality specifically curated to keep you engaged, often at the expense of the full picture. This creates a profound perceptual distortion where noise is mistaken for truth. We fall victim to the illusion of consensus, where a loud, amplified minority sounds like a dominant majority because it is all we hear within our digital enclosure. This is confirmation bias on steroids. We are biologically vulnerable to narratives that offer emotional resonance over factual accuracy, making us easy targets for amplified noise that feels right, even when it is fundamentally flawed. To regain control, you must first identify your own digital enclosure. This requires a rigorous self-audit of your feeds and a willingness to map your information consumption with brutal honesty. You must apply the uncomfortable truth test. Are you actively seeking out dissenting viewpoints, or are you only consuming content that makes you feel validated? Recognizing your emotional triggers is the first step in understanding why certain content keeps you trapped in a cycle of outrage or blind agreement. Navigating this labyrinth requires a commitment to discerning genuine insight through strategic friction. You must adopt a source-checking imperative that looks far beyond the headlines to understand the true origin of a claim. Use the method of triangulation, comparing multiple, diverse perspectives to find the common threads of reality. This is how you cultivate the mental muscle of critical thinking, developing the ability to question and analyze rather than simply react and absorb. Breaking the walls of your echo chamber is about more than just personal clarity. It is about rebuilding the bridge of shared understanding. This involves the difficult art of constructive disagreement, learning to engage respectfully with opposing views without immediate dismissal. We must actively seek out bridging content and voices that connect different worlds rather than dividing them. It is our collective responsibility to cultivate a richer information ecosystem that favors nuance over noise. The future of informed discourse depends on our ability to step outside the comfort of the consensus. When you rely solely on the amplified hum of your own bubble, you lose the ability to see the world as it truly is. True prestige and groundedness come from the ability to stand outside the crowd and see the mechanisms at play. By breaking your digital enclosure, you aren't just finding better information, you're reclaiming your intellectual sovereignty. This process is not a one-time event, but a continuous discipline. Every time you click, you are either strengthening the walls of your silo or reaching for a hammer to break them down. Choose the latter. Seek the complexity that others avoid. Lean into the discomfort of being challenged. This is the only path to genuine insight in an age of total amplification. The 1% standard demands that you see the strings before you join the dance. Your actionable first steps begin with your very next session online. Intentionally seek out a high-quality source that challenges your most deeply held belief. Do not read it to find flaws. Read it to understand the logic. This simple act of intellectual humility is the first crack in the invisible walls. You are moving from a passive consumer of echoes to an active architect of your own perspective. The echo chamber paradox is the greatest challenge of the modern mind. By recognizing the mechanisms of information silos and applying a framework for discernment, you position yourself light years ahead of the masses who are still shouting at their own reflections. Clarity is the ultimate competitive advantage. In a world of amplified whispers, be the one who listens to the silence between the noise. That is where the truth actually lives.